G'day.
Hello there.
I'm Aussie Robbo.
I'm English Gent.
And it's been a while, but we're back.
Yeah, we're back with a trip finally. It's been over a year, in fact, but we're switching it up. We've decided we're not doing Disney for a while, so we've come to what is one of my favourite places in the world, which is New York City. And we've got a pretty spectacular start to the trip. But first of all, please won't you join us right after the intro for what came before this.
What's going on, Darren?
We're finally off on a holiday.
So the journey started at about 9 o'clock this evening, a bit later than expected because we were still packing and getting ready. And then pretty simple, just 2 stops on the Jubilee over to Stratford, and then Stratford on the Elizabeth line, Heathrow Terminal 2 and 3. It was about less than an hour, I'd say, from door to here.
Yeah, so it's a really easy journey. We've been waiting. If anybody's been to the channel before, and this is not your first time, then you'll know that we've done the Elizabeth line, and we've done this route, shall we say, but we've never been able to do the Elizabeth line all the way. And this time we actually finally got to do it, and it does save a lot of bother, and it was very easy and very comfortable. I can imagine in summer it'll be very nice with all the air conditioning as well. So we've got here rather late, which seems to be a theme for us with this Hilton. We'll never get here like mid-afternoon.
We also got lost again. We went in the wrong direction.
We've only been here. We haven't been here for over a year, so I'm forgiving myself. Everywhere is closed basically. Trying to do Uber or Deliveroo or anything like that is really difficult because it doesn't recognise the address, etc. So we've had to resort to overpriced sandwiches at the shop. So we've got some chicken and sweet corn sandwiches and Coke and a Mars bar and some crisps. And to be honest though, it's going to see us through till morning. We're all paid up in the morning for the number 1 lounge, so we get basically as much as we can eat, and we also get champagne if we want. I won't be drinking, but Rob might want a champagne. So we're not strangers to this hotel. We've been here a few times. We've tried a few of the ones around here, and it's just easier for us because it's right next to Terminal 2 and 3, and it's the Hilton Garden Inn, and we're on the 13th floor, so there's quite a view out the window, but it's dark, and we're going to bed soon, so who cares?
So Darren, what trash are you watching?
What am I watching? We're watching Below Deck Mediterranean, which is something we got into in the last couple of months.
Hi, I'm Lily. Nice to meet you.
Whenever we're in the US, we always seem to catch random episodes of this, and we've never really taken a bite out of it. But for some reason, yeah, we're hooked.
Recently you become addicted.
We're hooked.
Oh my god.
You're hooked, you are.
I was like,
Trash.
what is this?
Kyle. So it's been a very rushed travel day so far. We woke up at 6 this morning. The hotel was pretty good. Slept fairly well. Shower was good. Yes, they're pretty happy with the hotel room. Slept better than we have normally actually when we've stayed in that hotel, so it's a good start. Got over to the terminal pretty quickly, and then it was a bit disastrous trying to get through to check in our tickets. What we did discover is that the border control is quite tough if you're going in economy, which we are flying today. But if you are flying premium, you don't have to get your passport checked at all, apparently, which is what happened today. No checks on the premium people, but really, really tough. Darren got quite flustered when the guy started asking loads of questions, and then that made him ask more questions when Darren was getting flustered. So that was a bit strange. Took ages for us to get our bags checked, 40 minutes, 50 minutes almost. It was very, very disorganized. Security was fine-ish. Got through that fairly quickly. I was going to get some aftershave, but we were quite rushed by this stage, so I didn't get any in the end at all. We went to the number 1 lounge. It was okay. The food was a bit hit and miss. The sausages were nice. The view was quite nice. I didn't see any planes going past, strangely. No planes. But eggs weren't great. Bacon was okay. Very small selection. Darren couldn't find any toast. I couldn't find the juice because it was all over the place, but I did eventually find it. I had a couple of champagnes to get me started for the flight, and downloaded a game, Alien Isolation, which I used to have on the PlayStation. So I'm going to be checking that out on the flight. We're sitting on separate rows, so this will be different for us. We've normally sat together, but sitting on separate rows. And now we just made our way over to the gate where we were the furthest away from anything. We're flying Delta today. It's with Virgin, but it's through Delta. I guess one owns the other one. I'm not sure how it works. But not expecting a huge amount from service, hoping to be surprised. And then we're flying Virgin on the way back. But yeah, Delta on the way there, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Last time I spoke to you guys, I was in the departure lounge, waiting to get on the plane. Darren got a bit held up when we went through the gate. I'll let him talk about that.
Look at that massive erection. Sorry, I had to say. So as Rob said, we had really good service on Delta on the actual flight. I had some slight hiccups when it came to just both the check-in service, but also I was marked special when we got to the actual gate and had to have everything, all my items taken off and dusted, and yeah. So that was kind of a cause for concern, especially because I was already having issues with my leg because I have a partial disability. So yeah, it wasn't the best start. However, the cabin crew more than made up for it.
Got on the plane. I sat one row behind. I wasn't supposed to be right behind Darren, but then a really nice couple who were on my row, they let me swap with one of them, and so I was right behind him. And actually, the Delta flight was quite enjoyable.
I was on the bulkhead, so Rob was sat behind me. I was on the bulkhead in the centre. Got loads of space for my leg, which was great. It took a lot of weight off my mind and my leg. And I was really impressed with the crew. They were all really, really pleasant. Lots of changing ones. It wasn't just the same person each time. They all were smiley, pleasant, and the food service was great.
The first thing was we got served a bottle of drink, and they gave us the cutlery, weirdly wrapped in a little, I don't know what it was. Turns out it was actually a tablecloth where you put your food on top of when you get the food. But yeah, new concept.
I did not know this.
That was a tablecloth.
I didn't get to use it.
So the tablecloth, and then they came round with a bottle of water, like I say, and then they came round with the food. So I chose the chicken. It was very, very hot. The salad was quite nice. The tomatoes were almost in a frozen state, cold, but actually that made it really enjoyable because they were just really nice, really, really cold. And the chicken was nice. Actually, it had a nice flavour. They called it basil chicken, which is a very general term for a chicken in a sauce. But it was actually quite a nice flavour. The potato was nice. The little kind of spinach on the side was quite nice. And the chicken was fine. It was a bit overcooked, but as an overall meal, I was actually quite impressed for an economy meal because I wasn't expecting too much, to be honest. But that was really nice. And I liked the presentation of it all being on a plate. Darren wasn't too impressed by that, but I preferred it. A nice little kind of grey plate as opposed to the old white generic trays that we used to get served on, especially in economy. And like I said, with the tablecloth that you put underneath, all quite fancy, for economy. But yeah, that meal was quite enjoyable. And then it came with ice cream as well. Had a nice flavour, but it was very kind of icicle-y, if you know what I'm saying. With ice cream, it's over-frozen. Yeah, I would say is what I think it was. And and then drinks were served a few times for dinner. I had a couple of Cokes. And then I kind of watched the iPad for a bit. Devil Wears Prada, nice little New York film, followed by the first X-Men film, which does finish up on the Statue of Liberty. And then fell asleep for a bit, woke up, we got served another little meal, which was again better than the Virgin meal, I think.
Yeah.
It was like it was a weird kind of hot pocket thing, like trying to look fancy. Again, served on the weird little plate with the tablecloth, and that came with a mousse, like a chocolate mousse kind of thing, which was quite nice. So actually, I was quite impressed by the food on that economy trip.
I went for my main meal. I went for the cheese pasta. It was like a free cheese pasta, cream cheese, and basically it was parcels of pasta and peas, and it was served very hot, really nice, really felt really fresh, even though it wasn't necessarily. It was, it's been sat there for a while. Side salad was fine. It was very small, and I had a bit of tomato and the mozzarella which came with it. Drink service was great. I sat and watched one of my favourite musicals, which is Little Shop of Horrors, which is seemed appropriate. I downloaded it off my Apple Movies, and then I also unknowingly started watching the same movie as Rob, which is Devil Wears Prada, which is a favourite of both of ours. With those gays. But I didn't get all the way through it because at that point I was very tired, and I thought I'm just going to have a sleep. And I actually managed, which is very rare, I actually managed to get like a good hour sleep at least. I think it was, maybe even a little bit more. I was genuinely impressed.
Yeah, and then we landed. All went smoothly until we got to customs, where it took an hour for us to get to the front of the queue, to then get put in another queue, which was very disorganized. I'm not going to go into huge details about it, but let's just say the border control in New York was pretty disastrous. It sucked some of the energy out of it, we'd been building up, the excitement. It was really warm in there, really, really hot, so that made it even worse. It took so long for us to get through, almost 2 hours, that our plane was no longer showing on the baggage collection area, so we had to walk around and try and find they'd actually been taken off the carousels because they'd been sitting there that long. And then we went and got on the trains. We got the air train, I think it's called, is it? The air train, yeah. So we got the air train, got that over to Jamaica. That was fairly straightforward.
I didn't touch her.
That was fairly straightforward. It was about $8.25, I think, or something. I think I've got footage of it there. And then a nice guy helped us get a ticket because we were trying to use an app from some of the videos that we'd seen on YouTube, but that wasn't working.
Yeah, so in regards to getting from the JFK to Manhattan, you've got various options. I've done rideshare before, and I've done the yellow taxi before. Make sure you go for an official one. Don't go for the ones which are standing there waiting. Go to the official waiting spot and they pick you up. But that's quite expensive. It can be $100 or more. There's also the rideshare apps which have been introduced since last time I was here. We had an offer for Revel, which is basically electric vehicles. They were Teslas, and that's a relatively new service I believe they've got here. And it was tempting, but that worked out about $53. But then you also had your tolls, any other fees, and then tip on top of that. So we decided to be daring and do public transport, and we basically watched lots of videos before coming, and we downloaded the MTA train time app, which basically lets you view train times live. It's compared to things we've got in UK, it's an amazing app because it lets you do everything there on the app. It tells you precisely times, etc. The only problem is I was using a prepaid credit card, and I think that's what was causing the problems. It just wouldn't accept it no matter what. So we, like Rob said, we had help from one of the gentlemen in red jackets. Just go and ask, they'll help you. They're not looking to scam you, they're not looking to make you pay more. They're just looking to get you from A to B and get you the most sort of easiest routes and the best out of your visit. And yeah, we got 2 off peaks which were $10 for both of us, so $5 each. And then we're going to get an MTA subway card probably tomorrow. We're not going to be using it tonight, but we're going to use that tomorrow. But yeah, the app is really good, worth downloading. One of the ones I would say definitely to download.
And then that train was pretty straightforward. It got really cold on the platform. So we are here in December. It is December 6th today. Yeah.
December 6th, yeah.
Yeah. So it is cold. And then it was quite windy on the platforms in the train station at Jamaica, and then that was a direct train on the metro. Was it the metro? Is that what it's called?
No, the Long Island.
Long Island something or other. Railway. And that was only 4 stops. Very direct train. The platform you arrive on is quite narrow, and then it's pretty straightforward. It's very signposted to get out of there.
Sadly, the other end, when we got to immigration, that was we landed early. We landed nearly an hour earlier than we should have done, which was great. But then it's taken us 4 hours to get from landing to the actual hotel. 2 hours, over 2 hours of which were basically in the immigration. And yeah, that was a bit of a nightmare. And my previous visits, I've been twice before to New York, once in 2010 and one in 2012. And both times those experiences were amazing. So it's been a while. But yeah, it's always been a dream of mine to stay central and have like a really good view in New York, and potentially I thought we're going to have that with this hotel, and it doesn't disappoint. I'm very impressed. Straight out of Penn Station, 7th Avenue, walk along 2 blocks, like 1.5 blocks maybe, and down a bit from Empire State Building on 32nd Street West, 31st Street West, and then you take an angle down. Really, it's better than I ever imagined. For me, it's I'm scared of heights. Rob is as well. But weirdly, I feel fine here, apart from just where I've sat here, where it's in the corner and it's a bit kind of precarious. But yeah, it's a very impressive room, and yeah, I'm excited to get out there. But let's show you the room. Oh, it smells clean. Oh, this is really nice. Times Square. And then actually I prefer this one. So this is our kind of second check-in. The first room we got was amazing, but it's a 34th floor. It was literally like being at the top of the Empire State Building, and even I was feeling a little bit, great view though. So we went down, the gentleman was really kind, lovely, got us another view, and actually, I think this one's kind of just as good, if not better. So as you come in, you've got it's going to be a small place, it's New York, but actually I'm quite pleasantly surprised. This is a king room with Empire State Building view. You've got a wardrobe, which is very basic, ledge, suitcase rack there, ironing board, iron, and a yoga mat, because they do lots of classes here. This is if you want to do your powder in the morning. Really nice vanity desk here, right next to a sink, which is a bit strange. Reminds me of living in student sort of accommodation. So yeah, you've got your vanity mirror there. Then this is a bit different for us. Separate shower, walk-in shower, wet room kind of vibe. Oh, with a seat, and so. And you get the mascot, which is a sheep. I need to look into that as to why that is. I know Richard Branson's into his like iconography and mascots and things. I used to work with Virgin myself. Yeah, got all your gels and things in there. Frosted glass. Then you've also got a separate toilet. Very basic. Reminds me of like if you had like a downstairs toilet in a house. Oh, and then we've got, I didn't even notice it, another rack, safe deposit box, drawer space, slippers to use as you please. I'm guessing you can take these as well. Do you think? Yeah, because they're kind of basic ones. Oh, umbrella. So I didn't bring an umbrella, so I'm really glad about it, because it means I don't have to spend some money on it. Then you've got like your little mini bar section, your refrigerated coffee machine. I'm assuming this has got the light for this. No, that's that one. That's that one. That's that one. No. Oh, it's got dimmers. It's got, I don't know how that's working. How do we do this one? Oh, it's there. So a nice little bar area. We're not going to be touching any of this. Smeg fridge, fully stocked, but again, as soon as you move any of those, I think you're going to get charged. So that won't be touched. Then, shall we show the view first, because the lights are off? We've got heading north, so we've got, as you can see, HM in the sort of distance, and then you can see the lights of Times Square kind of poking through. And to your right, this is what you pay for. It is, in fact, we've got a corner room. Oh, the man's done us good. The other one didn't even have this. We're on the 22nd floor. We were on the 34th floor before, which was way up. ears popping as well. But yeah, you've got Empire State Building, Chrysler, you've got everything. Yeah, you've got all the iconic sort of landmarks. That's one of the prettiest ones there is. And then Times Square again, and then you're talking sort of west, heading west down. So I think it's, what was it? 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, and then this is 22nd Street West. We came off.
Right.
So turning from the fantastic view, we've got one of their very different king-size beds. I'm quite impressed with the bed. On the photos, it doesn't really show it off as well as in person. So this is kind of like a nook. This is a pet-friendly, so dog-friendly hotel. We've seen lots of Instagram photos with dogs, and they basically have this little nook here where they can settle at the base of your bed, which is really sweet. And it also takes really good photos with your dog because of Empire State Building in the background. And then you've got like a kind of a couch, and you've got all your chargers and everything, plug sockets, USBs there, and also on the other side as well. You've got reading lights, lots of artwork, and then hanging lamp. And a big sliding door if you want to separate off the bedroom to the rest of the accommodation. I'm rather... Oh, and an art book. So, a lovely coffee table book, which I'll gladly look through later. Yeah, so I'm overall impressed with this. Yeah, it's a nice, refreshed room. Because it's quite a new hotel, it only opened this year. So, everything's brand spanking new, so it's got that fresh feel to it. But now we're going to go and take a break and have a little bit of a lie down because it's been a long day, 4 hours from touchdown to here. And then we're going to head out. Join us later as we go around the Christmas lights.
You just had your first New York pizza slice.
Yeah, actually it was my first. I've never...
On this trip?
Oh, no, I have never had pizza in New York before. On the last 2 trips I didn't have it.
And?
It was just a side one. We just literally Googled it and went, right, where we're going. Right, there's one near, got it. Little Italy, the original Little Italy. It's not going to be one of the... it's not Joe's Pizza, it's not that whatever. But yeah, it sufficed. I'll give it a solid 3 Canobis.
Okay. And I had a ham and pineapple, and it was fine. The base was a lot harder than I expected, actually. I expected a softer base.
Mine was crispy, it was quite nice.
Going on there. Yeah, so it was a lot harder, crispier. I'd say 3 shrimps and a barbie for that one to start with.
Good average.
Yeah.
And where are we walking past right now?
Oh, is that what you were saying about this is the Ghostbuster?
It's the New York Public Library, yeah.
Right.
so this is one of my favourite spots. When I first came to New York, this is one of the places I made a headway for because I love Bryant Park and I also love the library. I might actually try and fit in a little visit in there to see some of the little... they have quite a few little bits and bobs on show in there. But yeah, it's quite iconic. But next, Bryant Park for the Christmas festivities. Right, Mr. Robert, gird your loins. We're heading into our first Christmas market in New York City. Here we go.
So Darren, you just had a look around the Bryant Park Christmas market.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was actually really nice. It misses something with not having the sort of German wooden style, which we're used to in the UK, but it was like mashing together all types of Christmas markets in the UK. There's a lot of tat, like we do in the UK, but there's also some really nice pieces, like jewellery especially, some really nice bits of jewellery. But I wouldn't, yeah. Nothing I'd necessarily get on
I feel like they're all going to be the same as well, basically. Yeah. Same as they are in England.
But it's nice. It was actually not too bad walking around. Beautiful Christmas tree, and I do like watching the ice skaters. Never going to do it myself, but I do like watching them. So now we've come to what is probably the epicenter of Christmas cheer and joy and craziness in New York. So I've seen a few vlogs where I've kind of cheated and previewed it. But Saks of Fifth Avenue always does amazing window displays for Christmas. Really knocks it out of the park, and this year they've made me like tear up. One of the things I've been looking forward to, and I had great memories from years ago, was Saks always do really nice displays. And this year with Dior, they've got this beautiful light projection, but also the windows that are on display they actually made me tear up watching them on vlogs. So I can't wait to actually see them. But yeah, that's pretty spectacular. Come on, London, catch up. So after Christian Dior and Saks, we're going to head into the epicenter, which is the Rockefeller Plaza with the Christmas tree. This is the first time seeing a Christmas tree in Rockefeller Plaza lit.
Buffet Schwartz. We'll insert a little bit of footage there.
So I strongly suspect this lady's going to be haunting us for the whole trip. I think they've been kind of rather kind to Mariah there.
It's actually a decent likeness.
The likeness is great, but I actually quite like it. It's actually a nice doll. But I'm already sick of the song. We've only been here like 2 hours.
And now we're walking to a place called Los Tacos. But before we get there,
yeah, Los Tacos #1, which I've heard really good things about.
but going there, we've walked through Times Square at the same time. It's a lot different to when I was here 20 years ago, that's for sure. It's changed a huge amount in that space of time.
Crackhead Central. No, it is what you expect. It feels brighter than it used to be, more screens than it used to. No, it's still an attack on the senses. You still need to be wary. Los Tacos #1, which is just off Times Square. Real great hotspot.
Recommended by a YouTuber, is that right?
Lots of YouTubers. I really like tacos, and I'd heard a lot about it. I've been looking for it. Yeah, we've got New York pizza, yeah, you've got all your other things, but I really wanted to try them, and I'm so glad we got to do it on the first night, because that was awesome. That was really nice, like so much flavour. I usually have tacos with like sour cream and cheese on. Didn't have any of that, and it tasted wonderful. Yeah, and the staff are really great. It's got a really authentic feel to it. I think there are a number of them dotted around Manhattan, so you can find them elsewhere. But I wanted to come to #1 because I heard such good things about the staff there as well.
What about you, Rob? Wasn't Taco Bell?
So we both had chicken, we both had beef. You didn't like the beef so much?
Steak, yeah.
Steak, yes, both had steak. But the steak was really, really spicy. And they were actually very messy, very, very messy.
Yeah.
The kind of liquid exploded everywhere on both of them. But yeah, really, really good. Great flavors, definitely recommend it. Not cheap though, it's about $40 for
After
drinks.
tax and tip, 4 tacos and
4
2
tacos,
drinks.
two each, 1 drink each, and then tip
It's
as well.
about $38, $40.
Yes.
Yeah.
But definitely worth a try. After flying into New York, a long day of travelling,
We thought we'd punish ourselves by doing Fifth Avenue and Times Square.
walking all over the place. Yeah, quite a journey. Checked out some Christmas stuff.
Yeah, I hope it's giving you a little bit of a flavour of what you can expect from a very, very busy New York, because this is the epicenter.
We'll be checking out some movie sites like Ghostbusters and Sex in the City, and some of the regular tourist spots, the buildings with the overlooks.
Yeah, for the rest of this little mini-series, we're going to be going all over Manhattan. So tomorrow, I think we are going to be going up towards Grand Central and the Vanderbilt building. So that's going to be, I'm really looking forward to that. And then hopefully see a little bit of Central Park and maybe a museum. If this is your first time seeing us and discovering us, please feel free to join us and subscribe down below. Also leave a comment and let us know if there's anywhere you think people would like to go that's off the beaten track. We'd really appreciate it, and it'll help other people who watch our videos. But hopefully a good night's sleep for us, and ready bright and early tomorrow morning for more adventures.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye.